Layering tactics. Let's talk about layering tactics. Now, what does this mystical term even mean? Are we layering a cake? Why does football need to be this complicated? Seriously, apparently, at the end of the day, it's all about creating passing options, and well, that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna peel off those layers and tell you what to look for in the game. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. So if you've been following this channel, you know that I do guides on the game Football Manager, and I try to put in some tips and tricks. And on another channel called Daljit's Moments, I do live streams. Now I stream there 3 times a week, and recently I did a stream on creating passing triangles. And basically, layering tactics is all about creating the passing option. And that's the result that you see. All those passing triangles and diamonds, that comes from layering a tactic. You guys could be doing it right now without even knowing about it. The concept isn't new, but if you want to find out more about this, I suggest heading down to spearverlagerung.com. I hope I didn't mangle that German name. Do a deep dive over there. I'm not going to do it here. All right, so we only have a few minutes. So basically, in terms of Football Manager, what does layering actually mean? I mean, honestly speaking, there are probably going to be lots of people with different points of view. At least this is going to be my point of view. Now, in terms of Football Manager, we just want to make sure that there are no more than 2 players in the same vertical line when a player has the ball. Ideally, they should be either side of him. And if we take a look at this tactic, if the ball is with the register, he should at least have 2 players on his right and maybe even 2 players on his left. That would be perfect. So formations like the 4-4-2 diamond, they have diamonds and triangles all over, because these are formations that naturally have those because of the way the players are positioned. Your players are already in the perfect positions to create diamonds and triangles, which are going to be the passing options that players are going to find when they start moving on and off the ball. Why is this important? When a player has the ball, if he has passing options, he can easily pass his way out of trouble. And of course, it's a great way to find that free third man that we want. This third man is an important concept. It's the basis of how some football sides create overloads and create like interesting transitions to release the player who can go on to maybe deliver a cross or deliver a diagonal, which can lead to an assist and a goal. Are you still with me? That's the theory side. Okay, it's out of the way. We just want to keep things simple. So I don't want to lose you after 2 minutes. So ideally, it's just 2 men in a straight line, vertical. And also, of course, horizontally as well, because you don't want all 4 or 5 or 6 of them in one straight line moving up the pitch. Then you got nothing happening for you. Now, layering is very important for strikeless systems. So if you're a big strikeless fan, I suggest going down to strikeless.com, Guido the man, and just go talk to him or check out his articles. I'm very, very certain he's approached the subject of layering because it is central to how you want to create a good strikeless system, because that, strikeless systems can be quite flat. So you want to get that verticality in the movement, and layering becomes extremely important because you need to be able to identify how your players are moving on and off the ball, because there's a strong possibility that you might end up with congested attacking areas. Okay, so let's go take a look at a 4-3-3 DM system and go make some nice diamonds and triangles. Now, the thing about the 4-3-3 DM system, it's got a natural diamond right in midfield. And it's got these, and either side of it, you can form triangles. Like all these passing triangles are available to you whenever the players move up the pitch. Now, another formation that has these natural diamonds in abundance is going to be the 4-4-2 diamond, which sets off in a natural diamond shape. And then you've got your triangles forming on either side. Now, these are formations that you can start working with when you want to understand the concept of vertical passing. The reason why I picked the 4-3-3 DM system is because A lot of people seem to struggle with the 4-3-3 in the final third because it creates congestion. And that's where sometimes when you're building your play up, the lack of vertical movement leads to congestion inside the final area of the box. So you need to start paying attention to some of the roles and duties and how they move, because sometimes their movement causes other players to end up congested in certain areas, and then you run out of passing options. What about a flat 4-2-4 strikeless? It's got 4 across and 4 at the bottom, right? And then you start thinking to yourself, man, the only 2 vertical areas are the guys in front. Yeah, but when you have flat 4 like a 4-2-4 strikeless, then what you're more worried about is going to be traits, duties, because these can offset the movement of players along a tier. So you might end up with maybe two of the wider players dropping deeper as inverted wingers on support, and then you got 2 shadow strikers. This creates that verticality in the tactic where you have the inverted wingers dropping in and then looking for passes to release the shadow strikers. So if you want more information on strikeless systems, I'm going off tangent again, please go check out Guido. Okay, let's return to our 4-3-3 DM system. We've got a formation here, we've got an inverted winger, we've got a Mazzala. Now this is something I want to be very careful of. Potential of these 2 players entering the same zone is pretty high. Now, then we want to look at other areas of the pitch when we are moving the ball. I'm also using a wing on attack on the opposite flank, and he's most likely going to try and drive down the flank, which is good news for me, because what I'm trying to do is create an overload on one side of the pitch to release the other player. Okay, we have some roles that will create some interesting patterns. We've got an inverted winger with a Mazzala on the left side, so we want to be paying a lot of attention to this flank. And then, okay, I'm playing a very aggressive 4-3-3, and on the opposite side, we've got a winger. Now, if I create a nice no overload on the left side, we could probably release the winger. And I'm also looking at my inverted wingback. Now, the inverted wingback is a great option. Now, he's going to vacate the space in the center when, space opens up in front of him because of the overlap. Now, what he will do is he will go around and becomes a passing option as well. And this creates that movement width from the roles itself so that we don't have too many players on the same tier. This isn't a magic pill that you can go out there and start applying to your tactics and just start counting. No, you have to start learning how to look out for these kind of things, because layering a tactic is about making sure that you have verticality in your tactics so that you can move the ball up successfully up the pitch. Now, remember my earlier concerns about the inverted winger and the Mazzala? Well, there was something that screwed things up in this little match, because it boiled down to how I chose to use my striker role. Because my striker, when the play shifted down the left, I was expecting to see my wingback overlap. Now, the wingback didn't really overlap. What happened was pretty interesting, because the ball ended up with my F9, and lo and behold, the whole attack fell apart. A better role in this kind of a situation, if I wanted to see a bit more verticality, would have been target man on support, DLF on support, maybe even a pressing forward. But I had chosen the F9, so once I changed it to a DLF on support, things changed. When you're looking to create effective passing triangles, and you've done your little work, like, we've got these 2 players vertical because I said so, and it doesn't seem to work, you need to be able to identify the culprit. We have those 2 vertical players, we've got options, but the culprit of this little move was actually the F9. Now, if I change him to another role, we get a better vertical attacking pattern. This isn't some secret sauce that's going to help you magically fix your tactics. This is just something that you want to pay attention to, especially for those guys who've been asking me to do a video about layering tactics, because I've been avoiding this for a really long time. It's a very simple concept, but there are so many elements at play here. You've got player traits, you've got poor off the ball, you've got poor decision making, you've got acceleration, you've got balance, you've got composure. Now, all these attributes combine to also influence the system. You've got strength as well. You want the player to hold up the ball while players are going off him, so he can pass the ball to them. These are small little things that you will eventually need to pay attention to. We've done the first part, which is for you to identify the 2 vertical players. Don't worry too much about the horizontal line inside the box, because sometimes you're going to have a lot of congestion over there. You don't know, when you're attacking the box, you're trying to deliver the cross, you see 4 guys in there, and you're like, there's 4 guys horizontal, they're all like, horizontal. This is wrong. No, don't worry about that, because what you want to be more worried about is when you're building up the play, heading into the final third, whether or not those the vertical options are being used. And one of these other vertical options are triggered by mentality. So if you're playing on balanced mentality, sometimes you see a lot of sideways passes, but when you start playing on higher mentalities, you see more vertical passes as well because players are willing to take chances to move the ball higher up the pitch. Attributes play a part, the player traits play a part, naturally mentality and even tempo play a part as well because you always want to be thinking about tempo. Now, I played this last sequence on very attacking mentality on low tempo because I didn't want my players to go, blindly attacking the box. And lo and behold, we scored one of the best goals we've done in a 4-3-3 in quite a while. Layering tactics is pretty interesting. It's the one video I was avoiding doing for a long time because there are layers and layers to this. But I just wanted to give you guys the basics about layering tactics in Football Manager. There's a lot more to this than meets the eye because you're gonna have to think about roles and duties and how they move on and off the ball and how you want to combine them because it's fairly easy for things to go wrong, which is the reason why you have to absolutely pay attention to how your ball is being moved up the pitch. Where are the options coming? Do you see a role just hanging on to the ball for too long and taking it away from those options? These are the things that you want to pay attention to because ultimately at the end of the day, there's so many combinations to this game. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it useful. Please let me know in the comments whether this was enough on the concept of layering tactics. And if you do enjoy this show, hit the like and the subscribe button. I should have said that at the start, but if you are still here, then thank you for watching the show. You guys stay safe, take care. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.